first lead of the game, 68-66. But the Cats refused to cave in off the miss. Alan Ray grabs the board, races down the court for the layup, plus the foul, and the Wildcats improved to 3-0 in the Big East with an 82-73 win.
Fouling too much, which is stopping the clock and helping the St. John's comeback. And then offensively, they're caught between being tentative because they have a lead and then being too aggressive, throwing charging fouls and forcing themselves offensively. Right now, Old Mo is wearing a red jersey.
No question, and here is a long ball by Ingram, rims out, but Cuff offensive bounds. Kyle Cuff with the most important get at the offensive end, and Marcus Hatton highs it up at 69 all.
That was so far out, Don. That should have been a 4-point shot.
Take away for the lead, and St. John's takes the lead 71-70. 29 points for Marcus Hatton, and a timeout for Georgetown with 1:23 to play.
In some cases, Don, it has been the St. John's press. In others, they're just totally unforced errors. Sweetney just put the ball on the floor that time. And yeah, he's drawing a crowd, but with those hands, he should wait and say, foul me, I dare you. I'm a good free throw. That's a poor pass. And of course, Bowman, the freshman, fell down. And boy, you give those running Red Storm like an inch, and they'll lay it up at the other end. This is their kind of game.
They're clearing aside. He's going to let Hatton takes it in and lays it down and gives the Red Storm a 3-point lead, 73-70.
Georgetown doesn't need a three, but they need a score. And how high he's jumping, it comes off smooth.
And the sure shot through Hall. Over 91% for the season from the free throw line, but as the ball is inbound with 24 seconds left, Georgetown has to foul.
That's good coaching. You make sure the guy you want at the line is the first priority on that inbound you want on the line.
Well, Marcus Hatton, Bucky, has scored the last 12 points for St. John's in this dramatic comeback. And now he's at the line. Knocks it down. A 2-point advantage for the Red Storm. 24 seconds left to play in regulation. We might not be done after 40 minutes.
Time and a half for overtime.
Last time I was here, it went 4 overtimes when Notre Dame and Georgetown played.
I like doing games with you. We get lots of action.
It looked like it was going to be an easy win for the Hoyas, and now they're in deep trouble, down 75-72, and the pressure continues by the St. John's defenders.
They don't need to force for three, but then it's over. It's over.
Ingram comes up with the ball, and he's fouled.
Point.
Bucky, I can envision Louis Carnesecca leaping up and down in his living room watching this. Man who coached 526 wins for the Red Storm.
And Mary's probably saying, Louis, just relax, Louis. You can't help but from here. Your sweater is unraveling, Louis.
To launch. No, he goes the other way. Ball is up. It is no good. And St. John's, in really a remarkable comeback, has defeated Georgetown 77-72.
Now they got a week off to live with this one before they go to Blacksburg, Virginia.
Unbelievable. St. John's ending this game with a 27-7 run in the last 5 minutes. Spearheaded by Marcus Hatton, who scored 34 for the game. 5:16 left in this game. Georgetown led 65-50, and St. John's comes back to win 77-72 with that 27-7 run.
And that gives Marcus, as the coach likes to call him, 95 points over the last 3 games. An amazing player, a great leader.
One of his greatest games today. Now for Bucky Waters, this is Don Cricky. Glad you could be with us in the MCI Center. This has been a presentation of ESPN Plus, the worldwide leader in collegiate sports television. Thanks for joining us.
Has the ball now at the 22-yard line. Now Bowler outside. Arnaz battle. Little hitch route, picks up a few.
I know, so I'm gonna wait. When do you guys want me to break it at?
Dress it up, man.
Here we go, fellas. 0 slant, 14 belly on second sound. Ready? Four down. Set.
Inside handoff.
Halfback. Okay.
Chris Sims at quarterback.
Haynes again.
Knocked down by Mike Haynes, who's having a terrific game here. Defensive end out of Penn State has caused 2 fumbles, has 2 sacks, and now bats that ball down.
And here's what you do if you can't get to the quarterback. If you block, well, here's his day. Here's his day. There's a caused fumble. Going to come back to me. Let me get in and force another fumble. There's 2 of them. Plus, I've got to the quarterback a couple times with some pressures. Kingsbury felt my pain. And then he knocks that ball down right there. What a great game he's having.
Again, pressures. Sims sets up.
Driving on the ball. He was all over the receiver.
No question. That was the way it was all week. You look at Marcus True, fine, about 5'10 and a half, 186, but had a heck of a career at Washington State. I don't know if he'll be like a Champ Bailey, like a Chris McAllister, Deion Sanders during his prime, but certainly a guy, you talk about a Med Plummer and the solid job he's done. Marcus Trufant could be maybe not a number 1 corner, but maybe a number 2 corner if you have that dominant shutdown guy on the other side.
Sims overthrows Tallman Gardner, the Florida State prospect, down the seam on 3rd down and 10.
There is tomorrow's game. I think when you look at the best defenses in the National Football League right now, you probably have 1 and 1A in this game. The Eagles and the Bucs defenses are just phenomenal. Speed, quickness, scheme. Jim Johnson here in Philadelphia and Monty Kiffin down quarterback's mind, always making him think, hot, where to go with the football. So I think we're looking at a tough, probably a knockdown, woodshed game. Let's go out back and let's brawl. That's the kind of game it'll be. Actually, their O-line played better in the second half of this game.
Of all the plays Jaws looks at, there's one that will forever be crystal clear in his mind. The handoff to Wilbert Montgomery in the last NFC title game at the VAC. He even remembers the call.
I write slot split, 46 slant. It's embedded in my mind, and I can still see number 31 sprinting down the field. I can still see the fans in that end zone waiting to greet him. It's a very, very fond memory.
Right now, Jaworski makes his living in television, but he told me one day he'd like to once again work for a team.
I really have a terrific job now with ESPN, NFL Films, breaking games down. I'm close to the game of football, but what I don't have is that rush. That rush after winning or losing. The pain, there's pain after you lose, and it lingers with you 2 or 3 days, and then you don't get the rush after exhilarating victory. That's the part I miss.
To no one's surprise, Ron Jaworski's heart is with the Eagles, but after looking at all this game film, what does Jaws think the final score will be tomorrow?
I got it 14-13 Philadelphia.
Ooh, 1 point.
1 point game.
And coming up, we'll be talking about Chuck Bednarik. Let's get a little crazy here. What do you got down here?
I felt like I needed to step on this, Keyshawn needs to feel the footprint of the original old Warriors.
He's stopping.
Yeah!
We'll be right back after that.
All right.
It's getting crazy.
You don't want that to happen.
Don't go away.
Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. E-N-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
We have the trombone as well. That's our show for tonight. We've been live at the Art Museum, but you know what? We're not going home, are we? We're going to stay right here.
Welcome to Big East basketball from the RAC in Piscataway, New Jersey. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights host the Villanova Wildcats.
From historic Convention Hall at Asbury Park, New Jersey, on the boardwalk. CNA basketball and a good one tonight. The first ever meeting between the Penn Quakers and the Monmouth University, New Jersey. Stay with us. We're coming back.
Tonight's game is being brought crowd on hand here at the RAC. Rutgers with a record of 8-6 overall, 0-2 in conference play. Losses to number 5 Pitt and number 9 Notre Dame. Villanova at 10-5, 3-0 in the Big East. Wildcats will start Ricky Wright, Jason Frazier, Derek Snowden, Randy Foy, and Wildcats under second-year head coach Jay Wright. Their first 3-0 start in Big East play in 5 seasons.
their best conference start since joining the Big East. They were 6-0 during the 81-82 season.
End of the floor.
Opening tap controlled by the Scarlet Knights. Rutgers coming off the 68-57 loss in South Bend on Tuesday. Again, they led with 12.5 minutes remaining before losing by 11. This is Sean Exani starting for the third straight game. Jerome Coleman was 0 for 7 from 3 on Tuesday. This is his first attempt tonight.
And generally when you're struggling from long range, Kenny, you want to start to get the basketball going towards the basket instead of settling.
Ricky Wright gives Villanova the early lead. Nice touch from the outside.
For guys to come and play at home in front of family and friends. One of the things that Fran Dunphy always talks about every year is that we're in the business of coaching not only games and plays, but memories and experiences. And those are memories. When Coco went home and got a chance to play in the Forum, that's a memory he will never forget. And he's got Fran Dunphy to thank for that.
So far, Penn has done an excellent job containing Dwayne Byfield. He's had just one shot early.
He said, we really guarded very well. And once again tonight, coming out and putting pressure on the basketball.
Jason Crail with the ball, the junior out of Point Beach, New Jersey. Right now, Andrew Toole is covering Byfield, and he's doing a very good job as that one is knocked out of bounds and with authority by Adam Chubb by 7. There's Hamilton driving in and nowhere to go, nearly threw the ball away.
And you see right now they're not able to get easy shots out of their offense.
There's Owens inside, couldn't get it to fall, but he'll go to the line. So Kevin Owens, the 6'10 senior, will be on the line. Gone from the Penn program, but Kevin tonight playing against his brother's former school. And he hits on 1 out of 2. So Monmouth gets 1. They miss on the chance for the field goal, and Penn with an early lead. We're coming back to Asbury Park.
3 high school games, boys games earlier this afternoon, including a incredible game of CBA Neptune coming down to a 3-pointer at the buzzer in overtime. Neptune escaping with a win over CBA.
And a nice job by the staff as the high school fans exited. The college fans came in. And Penn taking on Monmouth. Division I basketball here tonight. This is a home game for Monmouth, and many of the Hawk fans made the drive to Asbury Park. Mentioned it's a very short drive from West Long Branch, just really down Highway 71 towards the ocean. And it's Begley for a game getting down the court like that, but they felt they had a shot in transition and took it. Whistle and a foul. They're going to get and perfect on the first.
He and Crail went head-to-head in high school. Well, right now you got 4 CBA guys out on the floor.
Kept alive by Buchanan. Shot clock down to 12.
Fans are chanting it down. Oh, you know what? Wow.
Villanova now 6 of 7 from 3-point range.
Highfield out of the game, not allowing that ball reversal like they like to do to get into their man-to-man offense. So terrific defense from Penn as well.
Fans enjoying the game here at Convention Hall in Asbury Park. This building has been the scene of so many events. Professional basketball as well. The CBA used to have a team here, the Jersey Shore Bullocks. And speaking of the connection of WJLK, there's Tony Graham of the Asbury Park Press and my former colleague when I was in local radio in Asbury Park.
So he's got his Eagles stuff on. He's getting ready for tomorrow's big game. He said one thing, thank goodness this game's on Saturday. He said, I don't know what I would have had to do if I was covering the game during the Eagles game.
Now wait a minute. A sports writer wearing the uniform of a team that he wants to cover?
No question.
Wow. I didn't know you were allowed to do that. We got a shot of the field goals a moment ago as Coco Archibong knocks down 3, doesn't fall. Here's Kenny at the buzzer, and the bank shot off the glass will go. So Monmouth gets a basket, a gift basket at the end, a gift punt. The hustle by Chris Kenny kept it alive, and Dave Calloway at least has a positive to end the half.
What they've got to figure out at halftime is how do you slow down the Penn offense? They scored 50 in their second straight game here in the first half. Terrific execution on the half-court offense for the Penn Quakers.
Penn has dominated this game. The steal by Wooten. takes it all the way.
He came down funny, too. He's jogging back. He's limping, too.
Right from three. It's good at the buzzer.
The way it started is the way it was finished by Ricky Wright. Nova just ripping away from long range.
So after the steal and layup.
And Jordan seeing that, trying as best he can to carry the load, but he's now 7 for 19. McKee gets by him. Van Horn has the 7-footer Haywood. Here are the Sixers by a dozen.
Aaron McKee calling for the basketball again.
Eric Snow, good spot for Thomas. Claims he was fouled. Whistles are silent. Here are the Wizards now. 0 for 3 and a turnover their last 4 possessions. What a shot by Dixon as he was headed to Bethesda. It's got to be Jordan unless Dixon can help with a 3, and he does.
Well, see, that was a nice play because it went inside, and then they had the mismatch. All of a sudden, you take a look up, and you find out that Skinner is guarding Dixon. So you kick it back out, and Dixon had the wide open look.
Dixon 3 of 3 from beyond tonight. Iverson, the setup of Skinner, you would imagine, or perhaps Buckner. The Sixers turned over for the 15th time. Jordan up top for Haywood. Haywood with 10. Wizards poised to make a run. Larry Brown senses that. The crowd into it. Calls Coleman helping McKee with a Hall of Famer. Gives it up. Here's Lou. Lou planted in three-point territory. Van Horn helping Snow with Jordan now on his own. Michael drills it, and it's a 2-point game. To shoot, gets it off, and he was fouled again by Jordan, only Michael doesn't agree with this one. It'll be his 4th, and McKee will go back to the line.
Sitting there telling the official, hey, you know who you just made that call on? Greatest player to ever play in the game. How can you...
McKee now trying to be the hero at both ends, securing the 11th steal of the night by the Sixers, who again lead the NBA in that category, and looking for yet 2 more from the free throw line. 4 straight for McKee from the line to make it a 6-point game, 34.8 to go in the...
This one, no contest. Coming up here, Ricky Wright buries the buzzer-beating 3 to give the Cats a 54-37 lead at the half. Hey, Nova had 9 first-half three-pointers, 12 for the game, more the same second half. Gary Buchanan, Trey Dean. As Villanova rolls the eventual 110-89 victory, their record now 11-5. A couple of other 90
building long past its prime. But Veteran Stadium, the Vet, has never been about concrete and steel. Instead, it is about passion and hope. The men and women and children who packed the place today came knowing it would be the last football game they would ever watch here. So what will they miss the most?
The ambiance, the general fan volatility.
It's about everything. I mean, it's about the city, the people, everything, the team. It's great.
Vet is more for the people than it is for the players because they come and go, but the people have lived here like 20, 30 years. It's just part of it, you know?
And there ain't nothing like it. The fans are good, and everybody's good. We hate to see the stadium go down.
The stadium will, of course, come down sometime next fall following the Phillies' final season. The history books will tell us that only one championship team called this place home, the 80 Phils. But for a generation of fans, it was still someplace very, very special. Much more at 10 o'clock on the 10.
Brian Mitchell opening kickoff. He'll go all the way to the 26-yard line. 70 yards for old man Brian. Then it'll be fun from the 21 as Deuce Staley steps up, scores, up the gut, 7-0. This is going to be easy. However, the play of the day for those guys, Brad Johnson to Joe Jurevicius, the man from Penn State on the slant pattern. Eagles defense is caught, 71 yards, leading to a Mike Allstat touchdown. Then Johnson to Johnson, Brad to Keyshawn on the slant pattern after the Allstat touchdown. 17-10 Tampa Bay right here on the slant pattern. Where's El Harris? Touchdown. 20-10 in the fourth quarter. Eagles down 10. At the 10. Interception. Rondé Barber steps in and he's gone. 92 yards and all 27-10. Gruden wins. And so it ends.
Before the game was over. Of course, the fact that it was so cold may have had a little bit of something to do with this as well. People just wanted to get home and get much warmer. Right now, NBC 10's
is empty. And with a new stadium set to open next season, the fans who lived here for so long and were so notorious have moved on. The football season is over. It ended not with the bang we expected, but with a whimper. In South Philadelphia, I'm Mike Strug, NBC 10 News.
So overall, what a sad night, and it certainly is going to be the talk of the town come Monday morning tomorrow. But what a year we've had. Everybody rallying around Donovan McNabb when he got hurt, then the second-string quarterback, third-string quarterback, and they brought us here to the NFC Championship, and now saying goodbye to the old vet after all these years here in South Philadelphia. It certainly has been a wonderful season, but as Byron said, there's always next year to look forward to, and once an Eagles fan, always an Eagles fan. They'll be back. They'll be here next year. Live from the vet, I'm Tim Lake, NBC 10 News. Back to you.
Revered stadium, sometimes not. A lot of fans are saying it just shouldn't have ended like this.
I think that this was the year we had the team to go to Super Bowl, and it just didn't happen.
Within only a few hours, a stadium packed with 65,000 screaming Eagles fans went from this to this. What a turn of events. A difficult goodbye to football at Veterans Stadium.
Place you can see the Super Bowl next Sunday is here.
Quickly and down court quickly. That puts a lot of pressure on your transition defense.
A minute 3 to play in it. So the lead is at 9. Slay trying to get away from his man and does on the with Thaddeus Holden listed as 6 feet. You know, Tennessee would love to be up to the double figures with the lead going into the locker room. 28.7 seconds left.
Well, that's why that was such a big possession. Louisville comes away with that rebound after defending pretty well on that occasion and had the chance to cut it down to 6 with a 3. And games are won and lost on possessions like that.
He gives off to Garcia for a 3-pointer, and he got it.
Plenty of time for Tennessee to get off a good shot here.
Louisville just 2 for 15 from 3-point distance. 5 seconds left in the half. It's Holden knifing through. George slapped the rebound, but it is out of bounds off of Louisville.
Point for Oklahoma. They're going to get to the bottom of it.
He did have time to catch and shoot it, but no good. And yet Tennessee at halftime has an upset, perhaps ready against number 14 Louisville. It is 41-33. The Volunteers at home in Knoxville looking good.
41-33 at the half. It is an 8-point deficit. So far ranked 3. No. Luke Walton the board. He'll look to Rick Anderson for the hoop. It's 52-43. Now we're tied at 57. It was a 20-point deficit they fought back from. Gardner, Walton. That's a 3, 60-57. Salim Stoudemire had a huge second half. He had 32 in the game, 20 of those coming after the break. 87-74 when Walton finds Stoudemire again. Kansas has never beaten a number 1 at Allen Fieldhouse. And that town in Pitt back in the Big East. Pitt's home floor proving to be a difficult place to win. Panthers only 5 of 17 from 3. That was Jerron Brown. Ontario Lett. Julius Page had 10. Tough layup in traffic. The Pittsburgh lead is 1. Tony Bethel, access denied. Brandon Knight's layup got blocked. Bethel goes the other way. Watch Mike Sweetney delay. The little drop off. Hey, he had 12. It's a 1-point lead. Brandon Bowman drains the free throw. We're tied. Meantime, the ball's inbound, and Page would get it. Long, risky pass, but the foul leads to free throws. He made 1. Number 2, Pittsburgh goes on and wins 65-64. Difference in the game, free throw shooting. Pittsburgh, 41 attempts. Georgetown, only 26. Stick with the Big East, Nova and UConn. Freshman Rashard Anderson, far away. 5 through experience to the hoop. The reverse, 65-57. He scored 17. The Huskies are 11-0 at home, 7-0 off campus in Hartford. Notre Dame and BC. Late second half, it's a 2-point game. Chris Thomas, 25 of his 28 come after half, 77-73. Troy Bell brings the three up, matching the season high with 31, a 1-point Notre Dame lead. Chris Thomas, one-on-one, leaner in the lane, overtime coming. Now Notre Dame up 5. Troy Bell bounces the ball off his knee. Thomas picks it up, and he will go coast to coast. India winner, 101-96 to go with those points. Thomas grabs 8 boards.
Make special plays. Brad Johnson is going to have to leave the pocket at least once a quarter, even if it's for his long gain of the year, which is
6 yards. He had a 6-yard run.
6 yards. He is going to have to leave the pocket and create some space,
He had
some
13
opportunity.
rushes all year. Later, Steve and I will break that down. We'll show you why he won't leave the pocket.
Wow.
Hey, guys, you know what? There have only been 3 wide receivers who are MVPs, and all 3 will be on the field tomorrow. Jerry Rice, Raiders coach Fred Biletnikoff, and his stickum, and ABC sideline reporter Lynn Swan. The only 3.
Bag, not your typical bag. Look high above the city. William Penn above City Hall. For ages, no building could be higher than the top of his hat. Now that is no longer the case as Philadelphia has a skyline. They've also got maybe the best defensive team in America right now in St. Joseph's.
Well, the numbers prove it out, huh? And their quickness. I mean, until you see them in person and see the type of effort they give on each possession, too, it's hard to imagine.
Bryant, good position.
In person, you know, it doesn't tell the whole story. Imagine holding teams to under 56 points per game.
Not in this day and age.
No, the shot clock, 3-point shot, unheard of.
And Nekwe got position and used the glass again. Penn's got 8. There's your last rollout. You know it's going to end with the Hawk will never die. There it is. Almost 68% of their games they have won here in this building.
That's the one thing we 10-minute mark, a warm-up.
Against Penn in hand by Bob Anderson, directed by John Anderson. The time ticks down. St. Joe's has held yet another opponent under 50 points in a game. This time a Big 5 City Series game. And those two friends shake hands as Phil Martelli walks out of here with his team's 14th win of the season. 14-2 for St. Joseph's. Pennsylvania falls to 7-5. Series game. We thank you for spending some time with us here on this Super Bowl Saturday night. St. Joseph's a winner. They improved to 14-2. Now for Mick Moninghoff and for Rob Kennedy. Our entire CN8 crew, the Hawk never will die, and apparently isn't going to give up 50 points either.
All right, this Holy War has been a bit lopsided in recent years. In fact, tonight St. Joe's tries to beat Villanova for the first time since 1994.
Look, if you had Cannon, quick catch and shoot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted.
Jameer Nelson got it for 3.
Students and the faculty take great pride in beating other schools.
So many great games in the past, so many great players, so much tradition and pride in each school's basketball program.
You compete against your brother or your sister. You want to win.
Beating Villanova is something St. Joe's head coach Phil Martelli has never done. He is 0-5 versus the Wildcats.
Their players are better than our players.
Either that or their coaches are better than our coaches.
Nelson drives 3, pass to the hole, scores and a stop.
Hawks point guard Jameer Nelson will be the best player on the floor. Junior has already been named Sporting News midseason All-America, but the Hawks' leading scorer still relies heavily on his teammates.
It'd be crazy for them to focus everything on me, 100% focus on me. I mean, I'm quite sure a lot of the focus is on me, but we got other guys on the court too.
We recruited Jameer when I was at Hofstra, so I know how good he is, and I'm not surprised at all. I think he's truly one of the best guards in the country.
I know that he's like one of the top listed point guards in the country, and he's just a real good player, so you got to respect him.
Randy Foye and the rest of the Nova freshmen are earning their respect, but it's the team's seniors, Gary Buchanan and Ricky Wright, who are playing in their final Big 5 game that already have the Hawks' admiration.
They have tremendous seniors. Ricky Wright is a marvelous basketball player. We have our hands full dealing with him in the low post. And Gary Buchanan is tremendous. And the three-point line, you can wipe out the line. There is no line that would contain him.
Cannon with his second straight 3. Thank you, Ray.
Goodness gracious.
There's nothing to compare. I mean,
any other rivalry, you got people coming from different states or different cities, and I don't think there's anywhere in the country that has a tradition like the Big Five.
One moment.
One dribble, passes it up. That'll count. Will go it alone. Offensive foul, Jonathan Hayes, who throws up a 60-footer.
Villanova, St. Joseph's, next.
At the St. Joseph's Hawk, one of the most recognized mascots in college sports. Tonight from the storied Palestra in Philadelphia, a signature sports venue. It's Big Monday on ESPN2, a Big Five matchup. The St. Joseph's Hawks taking on the Villanova Wildcats. It's all part of Rivalry Week, presented by Novell. A look at the season series. The series history is a good one. Villanova's won the last 5 here in this building. It's tied at 18. You see the Villanova wins the last 3 years. In fact, Phil Martelli, the St. Joe coach, has never beaten Villanova. Star Watch tonight is a good one. Guards are the feature. Gary Buchanan, a three-point artist, a senior against Jameer Nelson, a junior who does everything. Ricky Wright, a bruiser up front, the freshman Frazier at center. The officials, Reggie Greenwood, Jones.
Exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball. Brought to you by Hyundai. When you're Subway, eat fresh.
Good look at Philadelphia's City Hall, William Penn, the statue on top. We're at the Palestra, a little bit west of Broad Street. It's St. Joe's taking on Villanova. Rivalry Week presented by Novell, and it's been all St. Joe Hawks. My goodness, it's the Jameer Nelson show. That's all you need to know. 20 points. Dave Sims, Fran Frischella with you. Is there any way to stop this guy?
Well, the first key really it starts on the offensive end for Villanova. They got to take care of the basketball with 17 turnovers. But Jameer Nelson, there's a reason he's a Player of the Year candidate. First edition transition, then the 3 off the dribble. Then he scores inside and gets fouled. Another 3 off the catch, and he finishes a superb first half by shooting the passing lane and then finishing at the basket around the shot blocker.
What a first 20 minutes. 20 points, 6 for 12 shooting, 4 for 9 from deep, 4 for 5 from the line. He did have 4 assists, 4 turnovers, a block, and he had 2 steals, and actually in 19 minutes. No contest, 22-3 Hawk.
Well, Jay Wright's got great demeanor on the sideline, as does Phil Martelli. These are 3 veteran officials.
Back, Randy Wright takes it right at Zazinoff and scores. Ricky Wright inside of 15. Back, here's Nelson. They pay a lot of attention to him. Pat Carroll, blocked by Ricky Wright.
Good strategy by Jay Wright. Make some other people beat you besides Jameer Nelson.
Here's the inbound. Allen's got it. Pat Carroll gets free. Pat Carroll hits the 3.
And how about Pat Carroll coming?
Pops free. Jones with a pick. Nelson powers along the baseline. Got the shot off and drew the foul. Sending Nelson to the line. Assist. Missouri beating Colorado on Saturday. At midnight, Wyoming takes on San Diego State. Last season's 2 conference champions tangle in the Mountain West. Great scene last week with Norm Stewart, the longtime coach at Missouri, getting a rocking chair from Roy Williams. They always told Norm to sit down, and he got a chance to do that right at midcourt with the rocking chair.
They won't be as nice to Quinn Snyder tonight.
How about 4? Kicked it all over creation. Randy, there's Wright taking it inside. He saw the advantage and just abused Snowden. Wow!
They set the double team on the other side of the court. Everybody was concerned with Pat Carroll. That opened up the driving lane for Delonte West.
Ladies and gentlemen, poster time at the Palestra. 8:48 to go, 71-45. St. Joseph, Delonte West. Wow. 71-45, St. Joseph's. Can you say mismatch? Look at this. All the way down. Delonte West, and the reaction of bench says it all. Well, the lead was 28.
John's West Virginia. John Beeline has done a magnificent job.
I actually beat John Chaney to a kid. First time, Jameer Nelson came in heavily advertised. You know what? For a real good reason. He is outstanding.
Chester, Pennsylvania puts out a lot of great basketball. You know, Bo Ryan, of course, at Wisconsin. Absolutely. Ripper coach of Wisconsin from Chester, John Linehan. They've had some great players. And they, you know, of course, Jimmy Barron has done a wonderful job at Rhode Island.
St. Joe fan saying NIT. Nelson gives it up. Cats have a break. Nelson gave it up. Here's Buchanan banging in a three.
Oh, we talking about
in the locker room before tip-off.
For every one of you, I want you to go own the city. To own the city, you're going to have to work your asses off for 40 minutes. Every guy, every play, in every way. Let's go take care of business. Go!
Well, Phil Martelli gave the speech, and his players came out cooking with gas. Opening minute of the game, Jameer Nelson hits a three. That was just the beginning for St. Joe's. Nelson then with the backdoor cut, and he's fouled. He hit the free throw, so at that point it was Nelson 6, Nova 2. Hawks now with a 9-point lead. Delonte West coming in off the bench after serving a one-game suspension, hits a three, and then West from the top of the arc with another three. The Hawks had an 18-point lead there. Nova's Jay Wright seeing his Wildcats ice cold meantime. Derek Snowden, speaking of ice cold, Snowman, trying to break the press, and the pass goes out of bounds. And then off the inbounds, Gary Buchanan loses the ball. Jameer Nelson gets it going the other way to Tyrone Barley. Back to Nelson. And he spanks a three. The Hawks with a 27-point lead. Nova didn't hit double digits until 14.5 minutes into the game. On St. Joe's next trip, Nelson to steal all the way for two of his 20.5. St. Joe's led 51-23 at the break. In the second, Martelli's team up 20 here. Nelson pulls up and knocks down the jump shot. Jameer Nelson would finish with 30 points. Barley now gets it to West along the baseline, and that's a three. Hawks up 25. They would hit 14 three-point baskets in this game. Great play here by West, hard to the hole with meaning. The throwdown there, West had 25 off the bench. St. Joe's rips Villanova by 17. 92-75 final. Hawks made 14 of 28 from three.
Per hour speed restriction this morning. This is 25 here on the bridge. All of the bridges, in fact, are at 25 miles per hour.
Maloney, thank you for joining us live by phone, and we'll have an update with you a little bit later as the snow continues.
Is under the winter storm warning. The brightest white, which is our heaviest snowfall, is in South Jersey.
Down to 10 seconds remaining in overtime, and Michael has the ball, again guarded by Sean Marion. The fadeaway, yes! With 4 and 8/10 seconds remaining, the West takes a timeout. Michael Jordan, not able to hit the game winner at the end of regulation, has just given the East a 2-point lead.
Marvin, as we see, Michael takes the fadeaway again over the outstretched arm of Sean Marion and just hits an incredible shot right there. Again, we see it. Marion gets up into him. He's going to force him to take a tough shot. The fade, think about the strength you need to get that up. That was his 26th field goal attempt tonight. It takes a lot of energy to get this type of shot up and in. And at the end of regulation, the West failed to call timeout so they could advance and take a last shot on Jordan's. Here they inbounded the ball instead of taking the timeout. Now it's in the backcourt with no timeouts left and only 3 seconds to go.
Applying the pressure on the inbound. It's broken up by Kidd, played by Brown, who fires and is...
Like that rainbow. That's ugly.
Could have done.
You should have done.
Hey, Mike.
What?
Who's got next?
Catch and shoot right here. He finds Jordan, and the shot this time is blocked by Marion, and for the first time in NBA All-Star history, we go to double overtime.
Sean team's doing here in the city of Philadelphia.
second. Danny Miller drives, can't convert, but the senior stays with it. Irish won the battle for points in the paint, 36-28, under a minute to go. Pitt down 3. Brandon Knight, who missed his first 8 shots of the game, finally converts on the 3-ball here, ties it up. He had just 4 points in the game, 5 seconds left. Chris Thomas, he had 24. Great dime to Torrin Francis, and the freshman puts the Fighting Irish up 2. 0.6 seconds to go in the game. Last chance for the Panthers. The inbounds pass is knocked away, and Notre Dame knocks off 4th-ranked Pittsburgh. And as we've seen basically every day in college hoops, they storm the floor. Thomas turned the
17 earlier today. Late first half, Gary Buchanan, he can feel it. Long three-pointer, 36-33 Nova at halftime. Second half, Nova by 2. Ricky Wright, weak side board in the flush. Wright scores 13, 67-63 Nova. Next possession, my man Buchanan gets a screen, cocks and fires. 28 points, 79-70. Villanova wins. Phil Martell, conference game, second half. David Hawkins driving, and one of life's most embarrassing moments. Yeah, John Chaney wasn't too pleased about it. Temple up 50-34. Hawkins now slow it down. Right for the coach. That's right, a lay-in. Hawkins with 16. Temple wins it 76-54. The battle neck way. Put in the nickel in the parking zone. Follows the jam.
For example, in Roanoke, Virginia, you could potentially pick up as much as 2 to 3 inches of sleet, and then picking up snow on top of that, for example. We have lots of moisture here coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. We do have winter storm warnings in effect. Baltimore, Washington, D.C. Significant icing across parts of North Carolina. Lots of winter storm watches out across the Carolinas, and even around New York City and also around the Boston area. Winter storm watches are posted for tomorrow. Looking ahead to the
The snow is falling there and here. Tom Lemaine with the very latest coming up.
Teens and 20s across the Northeast, and that includes New York and Philadelphia. It is going to be bitterly cold, especially given that we'll have some wind.
Staff, Gary Buchanan steps back, drains the 3. Buchanan was 6 for 12 from beyond. Nova's defense causing all kind of problems. Derek Snowden with the steal. Then finds a trailing Allen Ray for the J. Villanova forced 24 turnovers. But even despite that, the Huskies stay close. Amika Okafor, the bucket and the foul. He had 18 points and 16 boards. Nova up 3 at the half. Second half action. Here come those Huskies. Ben Gordon's layup gives UConn a 4-point lead. 22 of Gordon's 25 coming in the second half. Nova answers back. Marcus Austin this time. Check out the nice inside move. Part of a 9-0 Wildcat run. Late in the game, they were up by 2. Ricky Wright. This is strong. He had 13 points, but in the end, Buchanan was the difference again, this time from beyond. 3 of his 28 points on the afternoon. Villanova gets a big win, knocking off UConn 79-70. Up next for Nova, a trip to play the Pirates of Seton Hall. NC State. Late first half, Owls down 4, but they go on a huge run. Brian Polk drains the 3. Temple closed the half on an 8-0 run. They led by 1. The run continued in the second half, too. Alex Wesby doing things strong. Makes his defender fall to the floor. Hits the 3-ball. Temple won on a 17-0 run. And they did it with defense, too. David Hawkins comes up with the steal. He goes coast to coast. Hawkins finished with 16. Temple getting everybody involved, too. The good ball movement finds Keith Butler wide open for the dunk. Owls up 18. Then Polk. Yeah, that's a two-handed jam. Temple rallies to defeat NC State 76-54. John Chaney's squad will return to action Wednesday night against Rhode Island.
The air temperature only 12 degrees. You're heading out of Philadelphia, flying out of Philadelphia International. Call ahead. Visibility now down to 1/2 a mile.
A foot of new snow on the ground.
The Jayhawks stretching it out, and we're back after this from your friends at Phillips 66.
He stuck with it. He never lost sight of his goal. The hard work and determination paid it off.
Phillips 66 is proud to be title sponsor of Big 12 basketball.
Go down to the other end and shoot the Miles technical. And then the alternate possession arrow will decide which team gets the ball. Knocked it away from Seems like we spend the last 10 minutes just shooting technical fouls.
We played it on. Good move by good turn face-up.
Area through the day tomorrow, maybe even into tomorrow night. As we've been saying, this is a slow-moving storm, slow-developing storm, practically, before we get this thing over with, and that's why we increase.
9:20, so you can imagine how quickly the snow was coming down, and as you can...
Which is really a knockout. This is a live look as the major storm continues to dump snow on Center City, Philadelphia.
When there's this much snow to clean up and the flakes are still falling, it might be hard to imagine why anyone would choose to be outside. Think again.
It beats sitting around inside doing nothing all day.
Whether they were strolling or sledding, it seemed there were quite a few snow watchers outside in Center City today. Some were on four legs.
He's a little stir crazy. Definitely loves to go outside and play in the snow, so this is great for him. Not so great for me.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with Sally Ann Mosey, Phil Andrews, and Rob Jennings.
17 hours steady snow already fallen. Another 17 hours or more is on the way, and before it's over, this could be one of the worst snowstorms on record in the tri-state area. It is Sunday night. The big story in Action News is a major winter storm that could drop more than 2 feet of snow on our region before it's finished. The Action Cam is now live in Northeast Philadelphia at Ron and Roosevelt Boulevard, where we can see the city of Philadelphia's hard at it, trying to clear the roads here. This is one of several hundred snow plows that are working the area. There's the second one there. This is making driving very difficult, if not impossible in some areas. Let's go to Sky 6. 700 salt trucks and plows are out tonight trying to clear the road.
Probably be sometime tomorrow night before we start to see the back end 18 inches. Mount radar. This is a radar picture of over the past 12 hours.
Valley. Back over to you guys.
All right, Chris. Thank you.
Valley. Back over to you guys.
All right, Chris. Thank you very much. We could have a record breaker on our hands.
Well, I'm thinking around 3 or 4. It's probably going to fit in there somewhere, I hope.
It is a good...
It's probably going to fit in there somewhere, I hope.
It is a good timing, you know, with President's Day tomorrow again.
We're between 16, maybe even 20 inches of snow. We will be seeing some mixing, but it will be temperature 27 degrees. The snow can...
Tomorrow morning, so people who do live in those flood-prone zones, they tell you, if at all possible, to move your car, even if it's just a few streets over, but then stay off the road, stay inside, stay warm, and stay safe, because the worst is truly yet to come.
Snowstorms we've had up here in Bucks County, of course, in decades. That's it live from the Oxford Valley Mall in Bucks County. Walt Hunter, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Thanks for the update.
Thank you very much. Obviously, Washington, D.C., your snow is not going to end until sometime tomorrow evening. Like
what's going on and how much snow we got. Pat and Yuki standing by with a 5 o'clock edition of news. For now, for Eyewitness News, I'm Mark Howard. We'll see you in just a couple of minutes.
We've seen several plows going by, a few cars, lots of emergency vehicles, an ambulance went by, a front loader. The traffic seems to be all related to removing the snow, and that's a good thing. Snow, snow, and there was more snow. Look at the numbers. Philadelphia, 18 inches to report. Wynwood, 12.
Need a win to keep their hopes alive for a #1 seed. Dante Jones drains the 3 and Duke's up 10 in the second half. Here come the Johnnies. Marcus Hatton spins, elevates. 71-67 Duke. Same score. Anthony Glover. This is clutch. 1-point game after the 3. Moments later, we're tied at 71. It's Hatton again. About 35 seconds left in the game. Goes glass, no good. Duke controls. Still tied at 71, under 10 seconds left. Next possession for the Blue Devils. Daniel Ewing has it taken away by Hatton. Watch this. Hatton's just all over him as Ewing misses the screen. Hatton goes to the rack and called. A foul is called against him, so he's on the line to win the game. No time on the clock. Good night. Please drive safely. Marcus Hatton's 29th and final point coming on the stripe as St. John's upends #5 Duke. The Blue Devils scoreless over the final 4 minutes of the game as the Johnnies went on a 12-0. Von Troutman.
2 of his 13. Pitt up 61-55. UConn now down 5. 23 seconds to go. 21 seconds to go. Ben Gordon for 3, and UConn's within 2. UConn within 3. A shot by Gordon to tie.